Hello, this is the first of a series on the topic of healing intelligence, of interest to counsellors and therapists of all descriptions, but also to those who suffer emotional wounds and seek their healing. What are healing energies? They are a natural intelligence in the psyche. They don't come from without, and they constitute an unconscious state of wholeness. In fact, the ancient Anglo-Saxon word for whole is hal, which also means health. These healing energies are desired by those who suffer pain, division and conflict within themselves. For some, it is the central goal of their life to recover such healing energies. Emotional wounds, then, what are they? They constitute essentially a damage to one's sense of self. They may arise from painful or crippling experiences of loss, deprivation, trauma or abuse. Or love wounds of rejection and betrayal are often common sources of emotional wounds. These cause pain but also limit the capacity of the psyche to function or grow. The psyche is considered as both the conscious and the unconscious. However, such wounds are also potential transformation areas of the psyche, since, particularly in therapy, it is by exploring wounds and complexes and the difficulties and the shadow of the psyche that one can find transformational potentiality and growth. Now, the psyche also, besides having wounds, may be distorted, incomplete, and in conflict with itself, particularly for cultural reasons or training and background. It may even repress vital areas of its own functioning, for example, sexuality. Spiritual wounds are also in need of attention and healing. For example, anguish suffered by those who feel incomplete or at odds with their culture. The dreams of such people will show damage or alienation. The range and intensity of emotional wounding is therefore considerable. Now, healing. Emotional healing is sought from many sources. The most common is a natural source, to seek it from another person, much as the child will seek from a mother, or somebody may seek it from a friend, or from a parent, or from a priest, or from a significant other person in their life. Comfort or love is the great healer, allowing one to feel whole. Religion may also be a source of healing, the input of divine love, bringing healing and experience of wholeness. Spiritual healing may channel energy as if from a transcendent and universal source to the wounded. And in some religious movements, a guru may be a source of wisdom and love, thus promoting feelings of wholeness in the disciple. St. Paul in the Corinthians 1, chapter 13 says, "If I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, I am become a sounding brass. And if I should have prophecy and should know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I should have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have not love, I am nothing. And now these three remain, faith, hope and love. But the greatest of these is love." Music, architecture, art, dance or literature can promote a sense of wholeness. The experience of nature may also be a source of healing. Wordsworth, the great nature poet, wrote of a healing natural intelligence and love permeating all nature and the soul of man. He says, "A presence whose dwelling is the light of setting suns, a motion and a spirit that impels all thinking things, all objects of all thought, and rolls through all things." Now, spiritual energies, at first perceived on the outside, connect mankind to the deeper psyche in which transcendent and healing forces are found within. The inner sense of wholeness is often dependent on something or someone outside of oneself, and if this is taken away, serious results may follow. For example, if the mother is taken away from a child, or a significant person, for example, one's wife or husband or lover is taken away, then serious results may follow psychologically and emotionally. However, not everybody can find healing outside of themselves. Loved ones may not be available. Some people remain alone. Some are betrayed or disappointed in love, and others do not have strong families to contain their identity. And many can no longer turn to a personal God. Therefore, one may be obliged by personal suffering to look for the source of healing within oneself. This frequently requires a mobilization and a focus of extraordinary energy upon emotional and spiritual distress. To find this source within oneself without help is possible, but can be painfully difficult and confusing. Therefore, healing often takes place in a dual relationship of the healer and the wounded. There is a special quality when a practitioner helps to mobilize, focus, and augment this natural healing energy within the sufferer. In physical medicine, for example, one can list the various types of wounds and their stages of healing, such as inflammatory, proliferative, and remodeling phases. Healing physically can be regenerative or a repairing type of operation. And physical healing, however, is as mysterious as emotional healing. However, although physical healing is an extremely powerful and complex process, it does not always happen cleanly, but can be blocked, interrupted, or fail, leading to chronic wounds that won't heal. So, even a brief glance at the role of healing in biological processes leads to useful comparisons when one ponders the role of healing in psychological conditions. It is clear that, like physical healing in the body, there are different forms of emotional healing. Some are profound, others more superficial. Healing, while largely being instinctual in the body, can easily be blocked or prevented from functioning in the psyche by repressive mechanisms. Trauma, particularly, may overwhelm natural healing functions. So, just as healing intelligence has many sources in the body, so too there are multiple sources in the psyche for dealing with wounds and traumas. This video has used parts of the book Healing Intelligence. Our next session on healing will cover how healing intelligence can be stimulated.